Welcome back to Culture Shock. I'm your host as always. My name is Sam Land, and today I'm doing my vinyl collection because I've got a few and I have no ideas for content at this point. So it's just my record's gonna be A to Z or W, because I don't have any X, Y, Z. Nevertheless, we're just gonna shut up and move on. If you do like today's content, stick around, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a follow. It's not the most extensive collection, I've only recently started, but you know, we move. We all start somewhere. So up first we have the 1975 Being Funny in a Foreign Language. This is the HMV Blue pressing. Really great album, and got this for Christmas. Ormy Records. Apart from this one, actually, this isn't in a spin care sleeve. This comes with its own sleeve, no matter which variant you buy. But the disc in the back is in a spin care inside sleeve. You know, take care of your records. Next, we have B.B. Keem, the Melodic Blue. Again, standard black. Really enjoyed this record. Bought this pretty recently. Really just fun hip hop rap album. It's a shame I couldn't get this in a blue pressing. I don't know if they do make a blue pressing or not, but great album. Spun it a few times. Next we've got Blossoms, self-titled. This is the album day variant, the orange one from last year, from 2022. Great album. Saw Blossoms live in December. Really great live show. I probably prefer Cool Like You, the second album, to the first one. Just haven't got around to buying it yet, but really great album. Really enjoy this. Up next, I've already got quite a few from this band, so we'll try and rapid fire go through them. But we've got Be Nothing by Boston Manor. This is on this nice stone sort of marble pressing. Boston Manor, probably my favourite band. I think those boys are absolutely incredible. If you're not into them, fully recommend checking it out. This was their debut album. This is just really good pop punk music. If that's what you're into. Then we've got a double whammy because I've just kind of kept the 7-inch inside the big sleeve, so we'll do that one first. This is Boston Manor's Desperate Times, Desperate Pleasures EP from the back end of 2021 on this really nice green neon sort of marble. And then we have my first copy, I've got 2 copies of this, of their most recent album, Dachshora. Really great album. This is the orange/amber variant. Really great album. One of my favourite records of last year, of 2021. And we do have another copy of Dachshora. This is signed by the band. They did a signing at HMV in Manchester and a few other HMVs around the country. Around the time that this record came out, knew I had to get it signed. This is on the blue pressing. There is a red pressing of this that I really want to get a hold of, but it's US exclusive and I do not live in America. So I'm not paying stupid import fees to try and get a hold of that one. Another Boston Manor record, Glue. It's on this really nice Split album. This is from May 2020, came out during lockdown. Really great album. Really heavy album. If you're into your sort of post-punk, metal, rock, whatever you want to call it, fully recommend checking this out at the very least. Final Boston Manor record, Welcome to the Neighbourhood. This is the album that got me into the band. Back in 2017, 2018, when this came out. It's on this really nice black and white split sort of pressing with the band's logo in the middle. Up next, Caption the Bottlemen, The Ride. Really won the balcony, the first record, but it's proving really difficult to get a hold of. This is just a standard black, but I think this might be my favourite Catfish album. It has probably my favourite set of songs by them on it. The first half of this record, the A-side, is incredible. Falls off a bit in the second half, but still a really good album. Next up, we've got Daft Punk, Homework. This is just a black vinyl. Found this in HMV in Blackpool of all places. Knew I had to pick it up. Obviously a hallmark of dance music. If you can get your hands on this, fully recommend it. Great album. Another Daft Punk album, we've got Random Access Memories. This is just on black again. You know what, for a final Daft Punk album, this is incredible. Has obviously Get Lucky on it. Give Life Back to Music, Instant Crush with Julian Casablancas. Fully recommend getting hold of this if you can, and if you're into Daft Punk and dance music. Next up, we've got another Christmas pickup for me. We've got Dave's We're All Alone in This Together, and it's on this like orange, don't know how well it'll show on the camera, but it's like, it is like marble. Very faint, but when you put it onto like the right lighting, it shows really well. Great album, seen Dave a couple of times live now. Like, I preferred it. Psychodrama might get slated for. I don't really care for Psychodrama, but this album is really good. Next up, one of my favourite records from 2022, my personal favourite album of the summer. We've got Foals with Life Is Yours. It's on the white pressing, just so much fun, indie rock, dance music, whatever you want to call it. Like, if you just want to have a good time, this is your album. I cannot wait to see him at Reading and Leeds this year. And I get to see him at Liverpool in like this 150 person cap venue. Cannot wait, it'll be a great time. Got another like double whammy for you, so we'll do the 7-inch first. Skinny Fear Sessions by Fontaines DC. This is just a standard black, I believe. And it's like 4 of the tracks from Skinny Fear and like this acoustic sessions, which I'm pretty sure you can only get on vinyl, and they didn't make a lot of these. But really enjoy that, and then of course had to get Skinny Fear. This is on the red pressing, just standard red. Great album, few tracks on there that I don't care for, but it's still an immaculate album. If you're into your post-punk, your rock, your indie, great pickup. Up next, one of my favourite dance albums of 2022, maybe of all time. We've got Fred Again's Actual Life 3. Don't know what it's going to show, but it's on like this nice clear pressing, which I really want more of these because they are beautiful. This album, the version that's on vinyl is ever so slightly different to the version that was put on streaming because of some issues with some mastering, or they changed one of the masters after they would have been sent off to the vinyl company. So if you do like the album and you want to hear it in a slightly different way, fully recommend trying to get your hands on that. Up next, we've got Freddie Gibbs' Pinata. This is like the 1984 pressing. Yeah, Pinata 84. There's nothing different about the actual sonics of this album. It's just got this nice cover, and this is like this black and neon pink pressing. Great record, really enjoy Freddie Gibbs. Seen him live earlier last year. Great live show. Up next, my personal favourite J. Cole album. I think it's his best body of work to date. We've got the Off Season. This is on the blue pressing. This is the only J. Cole record I've got. Do want some more, but this is my personal favourite album of his, so I thought I had to get this one before I bought anything else by him. There's some controversial ones. We've got Late Reg by Kanye. Again, just this isn't in the sleeve because I ran out of sleeves and I got around to putting this one in. Just a standard black, nothing special about it. Did buy these before Kanye got into all the trouble that he's in currently, but no matter what, this is still a really good album. We've also got the big My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy triple box set. Again, really great album no matter what sort of mess Kanye gets into. This is Runaway and stuff on it. This is an incredible album. This is just a standard black. It's a big chunky box, but you know what? I've done that the wrong way. Really great album. If you can get your hands on it and you separate the art from the artist, fully recommend it. And then last but not least, for my Kanye pickups, we've got Ye again, just on the standard black. I don't have a back sleeve for this one. Great album, one of my favourite albums from 2018. Great record from the Daytona sessions. The Wyoming sessions, not Daytona sessions, Daytona, the Pusha T album. Really want Kids See Ghosts, and I've been debating buying it for a while. I just haven't. Couldn't tell you why. I found it pretty recently in a HMV. Up next, we've got a couple of Kendrick Lamar records. We've got Good Kid, Mad City. This is the 10th anniversary pressing. This is like the translucent black. This is my personal favourite album of all time. Great record. Had to obviously pick this up for the 10th anniversary edition. Great artist. Kendrick is incredible live. Got to see him quite recently. And then we've also got Good Kid, Mad City, just a standard black pressing. I really wish they did like a deluxe pressing with like the bonus tracks on here. because this isn't, but I do prefer this cover to the other cover. I think this is more iconic. Of course, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, great album from 2022. Again, don't have this one in a back sleeve because I've run out of the sleeves, but this is on like the gold colourway. Great album. Obviously, immediately had to get that on vinyl as soon as I could. I know it kind of, people were very torn on this album when it first came out, but it took a lot of time to grow on me, but when it did, it hit so well. Next up, we've got the first ever album that I bought on vinyl. We've got The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, an absolute classic. This is just standard black, don't have a sleeve for it yet. But, oh my god, great album. If you get your hands on this, what are you doing? Why don't you have it? It's like a staple of every vinyl collection. Next up, we've got some more great female artists. We've got Little Simz with Grey Area, put on that side. This is, again, another, this is white. I'm going to say it's clear, no, it's just a white record. Great album, put me onto Little Simz. I was very late to listening to this. I did this to like a year late. But, oh my god, what an album. One of my favourite albums of all time, let alone just 2019. Again, seen Little Simz live a few times. Great live performer. Really wish I saw her like not soon after this came out, but we move. And of course, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. This is on a clear. Great album. Again, this is incredible. One of my favourite albums of all time, along with Grey Area. And this does have, if I can pry it out of here. Where are you? Ooh, it's in there somewhere. Came with a little signed art card. Keep that safe, keep that packaged up nice and well. Great album. Really won No Thank You on vinyl. And I saw Drop 6 today when I was out. I didn't pick it up. I'm really regretting it because it was a really good price. Next up, where this poster behind me has come from, we've got Loyle Carner's Hugo. This is the orange pressing, came with that poster behind me. Great album. I was lucky enough to be able to hear this a little bit early, and I knew as soon as I heard it, it was getting ordered on vinyl. Get to see Loyle Carner in February. Saw him at Parklife. Incredible live show. He played Hate in Georgetown before they'd been officially announced or released, and it put me on. I'm not a massive fan of his first album, but this one is a great body of work. Up next, one of my pride and joy of my collection. I'm so happy I have this on vinyl, the repressed or the first pressing of Faces by Mac Miller. I don't have these in back sleeves because it's just so big, but I can get it out. This is like the yellow pressing. Yeah, this is this nice like glowy yellow sort of colour. Mac Miller, great artist, gone way too soon. Really want to get Circles or Swimming, or the Swimming in Circles box set. But A, it's difficult to get a hold of it, and B, if you can get a hold of it, it's stupidly expensive. I mean, this was not cheap, but absolute worth it investment for my collection. And in a few years' time, that's going to be a mint. We've got another album day 2022 pickup with Nas Illmatic. This is the translucent red colourway. Great album. Really want to see Nas live at some point. I hope he does do a UK show pretty soon. Obviously, classic album. If you know, you know. Up next, a staple of British music, British indie music. We have What's the Story, Morning Glory by Oasis, standard black. This is, I prefer this over Definitely Maybe. Gets me in a couple of arguments, but great album. Obviously, there's songs like Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger, Champagne Supernova on it. Absolute cracker of an album. Really underrated album, in my opinion. We've got Porter Robinson's Nurture. Again, another beautiful, clear record. If you have not heard this album, fully recommend going and listening to it. Again, one of my favourite albums of all time. It's electronic music, but it's also really emotional, really hard-hitting. Cannot recommend listening to this enough if you haven't. Got another absolute classic album, Purple Rain by Prince and The Revolution. What can you say about this album that hasn't been said already? Absolute classic. The song Purple Rain, When Doves Cry, incredible. That guitar solo sounds excellent on vinyl. We've got my final Christmas pickup. We've got Like Clockwork by Queens of the Stone Age. Again, another really underrated album. Cannot recommend this album enough if you're into like your newer Arctic Monkeys and your slower, heavier rock and that sort of sound. This is where it all comes from. Josh Homme is the man behind a lot of the recent Arctic Monkeys stuff. The track I've Been Missing in itself is excellent. Next up, we've got Rina Sawayama with Hold the Girl. This is the Blood Records, like Black Marble, Cloudy Lemonade, or whatever it was called. Really enjoyed this album more than I was expecting to. I really enjoyed the singles going into it, but I was like, I'm not expecting much from the album. And it was really good. And I saw her live, and I pre-ordered this while I was watching her live. And yeah, great album. I had some issues trying to get a hold of this one after it got delivered to me. We've got a couple more left. Up first, Heavy as the Head by Stormzy, wearing my Heavy as the Head Stormzy hoodie. Really enjoy this record. It's Stormzy's best album, it's his most cohesive album, it's just Stormzy at his very best. Again, another just standard black record. Waiting on Gang Signs and Prayers to arrive. Don't have a hold of it yet, but do have this and it's incredible. And then on the other end of Stormzy albums, we've got That's What I Mean, This Is What I Mean. This is again another clear. I pre-ordered this before the album came out, and I don't actually really enjoy the album. I think it's really boring. But I got this, so that's cool. Up next, Tyler the Creator, Coming to Get Lost. Again, another standard black. Great album. Again, saw Tyler live last year. Great live show. Want to get Igor at some point. I think Igor is better, but saw this, knew I had to pick it up when I did. We're on the final three now. We've got The Weeknd, After Hours. This is just standard black. What an album. The Weeknd is an incredible artist. This album is unreal. It flows immaculately. There's not a bad song on the album. Obviously, the amount of hits this album has produced is second to none. And to follow up from After Hours, of course I had to get Dawn FM as soon as I heard this, like halfway through my first listen. I was like, yeah, it's getting pre-ordered on vinyl. Cannot wait to see The Weeknd live in June. Been waiting way too long for that. And then, last but not least, we've got Wu-Tang Clan 36 Chambers on the album day gold pressing. Again, absolute classic. If you can get your hands on this, of course, do it, get it. What are you doing with your life? I have not heard anyone who has disliked this album. It's an absolute classic of rap. Want to see Wu-Tang live. I'm hoping they do some more UK shows. They are doing a few next year, but I need one closer to me. And that has been my vinyl collection. If you've enjoyed this, stick around, give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe. Got some more fun videos coming pretty soon. This has been Culture Shock. I've been your host, Sam Land. Until next time.